So this is our mini class, our lunch hour class, about 20 or 30 minutes. It sort of depends on where we go. And the class today will all be sitting or and lying down. So you can be on a chair or whatever's comfortable for you to start out with, and we'll start from there. So I'll meet you on the mat and get yourself in a comfortable seated position, and we'll start the class there. Just making sure it seems like it's a little dark. Just make sure that it's all working. All right, so our theme this week is on tuning into sensation in the body. When we tune into sensation of the body, we're actually tuning into the very present moment. So everything that we feel in our bodies is happening right now. It's not happening 10 minutes from now or 10 minutes in the past, it's right now. But I also want to say that sometimes tuning into the body can be a little bit uncomfortable. We are kind of trained in our culture to ignore our bodies, to dislike our bodies, to even hate our bodies. And so tuning into our bodies can actually bring up some strong emotions. And so I want to say, if that is the case for you, if that comes up for you during the class, know that first of all, it's really normal. And second of all, it may be a nice idea, if that happens for you, is just to take your attention and tune it outwards. So instead of being inwards, tuning into sensation, kind of look around the room and just take in what's present in the moment in the room. Right? So it's more about being present with what is in each moment than anything else. And when we get bombarded by the past and the future, that's basically what we call stress. Right? All those things that we should have done or should do, the to-do list, all of that stuff that comes into our minds takes us out of the present moment, and that creates a situation of stress in our bodies. So we're going to use our bodies as our focus today, tuning into sensation. And if you don't feel a lot of sensation, if you feel numb or you just feel not very present with sensation in your body, know again that that is also really, really normal. And that tuning into numbness is also tuning into sensation. Tuning into lack of sensation is also awareness of your body. So it's all, it's whatever arises is welcome. Okay. So you can pause for a moment if you like. You can close your eyes. It's always an option to leave your eyes open if that feels more comfortable for you. And I invite you to notice your body as it is right now. So notice any sensations that you may be aware of. Notice what draws your attention in your body. But try not to dwell on any specific spots. You're just noticing, where is your attention pulled in your body? Where do you feel sensation? And often that can be areas of pain or discomfort, but see if you can also be aware of areas that feel good, that feel open, if there are such areas. You might notice where your body meets the ground or whatever you're sitting on. So that pressure underneath your seat or under your feet or legs. So you might tune into what that feels like. You might notice what kind of temperature your body is and if it's different in different parts of your body. Like for me, much warmer with the wood stove behind me than in front where there's no fire. So I'm aware of that difference. I'm aware of my hands resting on my thighs. I'm aware of a little tension in the back of my neck. So I invite you to do the same. Just notice in your body what's present. And if your mind feels like a busy place and it keeps wanting to pull your attention, know that that is really normal. And just gently but firmly nudge it back to noticing sensation or noticing the space around you if that feels more comfortable. So we're going to, in our seated work, focus on the upper body, the shoulders, the neck, the chest, the upper back, the arms. And so we'll start by taking the arms into this sort of goalpost kind of position and drawing the elbows down and back, feeling your shoulder blades come in and the heart lift a little bit. So you can take a breath in here. And then we'll draw the elbows and the hands towards each other. Hands come together, maybe elbows. You can round your upper back a little, let the head come down. And then we'll open. So elbows down, shoulders drawing in, heart lifting, and then shoulder blades widening, head coming down, creating some space in the upper back. And we'll repeat that a few times. If you want to coordinate your breathing, you can inhale as you open, exhale as you close, but you can always just breathe and move in a pace and pattern that feels best for you. Great, and now opening the arms to the sides. You're going to stretch the arms out, turn the palms to the ground, and have the arms about parallel to the ground. They could be a little bit lower, but higher can bring some tension into the shoulders. And if you do feel tension in your shoulders, I invite you to take a break at any time or to drop the arms a little bit. And we're going to rotate from the shoulders, so turning the palms up, fingers spread, notice the feeling in your arms, and then palms down. So just a rotation, coming all the way from the shoulders to the fingertips, rotating the palms up, baby fingers forward, and then palms down, thumbs forward. Right, next time your palms are up, we're going to bring the fingers in and make the hands into fists, and then roll the fists around. So I really encourage you and invite you to tune into what you feel. If it feels a little challenging and you can just simply notice the challenge and carry on, fine. If you need to take a break, fine as well. Circle one way and then the other. Okay, and then give your arms and your hands a little shake. Okay, and then slowly bring the arms and hands back down onto your lap. And from here, we'll do a little movement for the spine. My assistant is trying to help me here. Go on, Fred, sweetie. So lifting the spine, lifting the heart, again, drawing the shoulder blades back. And then you're going to draw the shoulders forward, round your back, bring your head down. So opening the chest, shoulders back and in, rounding the back, shoulders wide, head coming down. Again, you can coordinate your breathing if you like, inhaling as you open, exhaling as you round. Notice the sensations, notice what's present. Okay, and then coming back to a neutral spine, we'll take the hands together, interlace the fingers. We're going to make a little wave with the hands and arms. That's exciting, isn't it? There you go. A little wave. And it doesn't really matter what your wave looks like. And maybe it can go the other way as well. A bit of a mind mess there. Right. And then bringing the hands in front, we'll turn the palms forward and stretch out, shoulders down. And feel your hands, your arms, your wrists. And then as long as it's okay with your shoulders, you can slowly lift. You can bend your arms if you need to. Reach up and out with the palms. And then we'll turn the hands in, so the palms face in. And just check in with your shoulders. If it's comfortable, you can let your hands come to rest behind your head, elbows open. If not, you might choose this kind of position with your hands on your shoulders or hands on the hips instead. And then we'll let the head rest into the hands, elbows move back, feel a lift in the heart. Take a breath or two here. And then without pulling on your head, you'll let the upper back round, elbows come in towards each other. Again, you're not pulling your head, just allowing the weight of your hands to create a little stretch. And then press into your hands with your head, open your elbows, Shoulders down and back, neck relaxed, your head is being held and supported by your hands. And then again, we'll come forward. And then lifting. Great. And another breath here. And then just coming to a neutral spine, elbows to the sides. Again, if you're uncomfortable here, move your hands to another position. We're going to tip a little to one side, lifting the opposite elbow. And then to the other side, lifting the elbow. So you're not trying to bring your lower elbow down, but really think about lifting the upper elbow. And just a couple more side to side. Great. And then coming back to the center, let's take the hands, lift them, palms lifting up, and then we'll slowly release and let the arms float down to the sides. Hands back onto the knees or the thighs, lifting the heart, breathing in, exhaling, rounding. So a lot of that forward and back movement for the spine today, and really tuning into what you feel, what you experience, what you notice, what you're aware of as you do this movement, as you do all the movements today, in fact. Right. And then coming back to a neutral spine, you're going to turn your head to one side, let your chin come down towards your collarbone. And then we'll sweep the head across the front of the chest, chin coming over to the other side and up. Pause there for a breath or two and then sweep back. So we'll go side to side a couple more times. And again, I encourage you to go slowly, to tune in and notice. If you find areas of your neck that feel a little tighter than other areas, you can pause there, maybe do some little circles around that tightness. And then if you find another spot, you can pause there. And again, little circles or just holding. A little more movement for the neck. Many of us have been on computers a lot more than we're used to, and that can really play havoc on the neck and shoulders. So take your time here, tune in, give your neck a little love. Don't force it, don't push it in any way. Just really acknowledge the extra effort. Thank your neck. Come into just a little bit more gentle movement here. Lovely. And then we'll come back to this position. Instead of the hands behind the head, hands on the shoulders. You can lift the lower arms up to about parallel to the ground or lower if that's more comfortable for your shoulders. And thinking nice and tall in your body, and then gently turning to one side, back to the center, and then to the other side. So keeping the arms in this position really helps to remind us not to force the body the way we might if the hands were pressing against the legs or the floor. But to just use the core to lift yourself tall and gently twist side to side. Right, and then we'll come back to the center. You can release the arms. Again, take a breath in, lift the heart. Good. Exhale. This time you can bring your hands either to your thighs if you're in a chair, to the floor if you're on the ground, and let your body come forward into a bit of a forward bend now, just allowing yourself to relax over your legs for a couple of breaths. Great. And then slowly lift up. And if you're on the floor, and especially if you've been sitting cross-legged for all of this time, you might want to give your legs a little stretch and give them a little bit of a shake. Maybe notice the sensation. So I notice my knees say hello and I straighten my legs, and my feet are just a little bit pins and needles, like they fell asleep for a moment. So Just being aware of what's present there, waking them up and giving my knees a little love here. And then when you're ready, we'll shift to lying down. So coming onto your back here, you can have your knees bent, feet on the floor, so it's a nice comfortable lower back position. But if it's not comfortable for you, feel free to adjust, to move, to be in a different position. And then one hand on the lower part of your abdomen, and one hand either on the lower rib cage or the heart, wherever it's comfortable for you. Ideally, your elbows can rest on the ground so that you're not having to hold your elbows up. You could also rest your arms on cushions or blankets if they don't feel comfortable on the ground. So really, it doesn't matter where you're touching your torso, just somewhere where you can feel your breath and your elbows are relaxed. And then I invite you to take a few normal breaths and just notice where you feel the breath. Notice where you feel the movement under your hands. Notice if you don't feel movement under your hands, which might also be the case. So the breath, like sensations in the body, is always happening in the present moment. So when you tune into your breath, you're tuning into the now. Feel the movement, get curious about your breath, let go of any judgment, any need to change anything, and just breathe and feel. From here, we're going to take the arms to the sides, and you can sort of slide them up from the sides like you're making a snow angel. You want to make sure the backs of your hands and your elbows are on the ground and that you're comfortable. So you can raise your arms as much or as little as you like until you feel just a little bit of stretch across the chest and maybe into the armpit and the upper arm and shoulder area. You want it to feel like a comfortable stretch, but a little bit of stretch sensation. And once you find that place, you can pause here to breathe for a few breaths. Feel the breath moving into that space that you've created. And see if you can allow the rest of your day to fade into the background. If thoughts try to invade, just simply acknowledge them and bring your attention and awareness back to this moment, to your breath, to the sensations that you're experiencing right now. Maybe one or two more breaths here. And then you can slowly lower the arms back down, sliding them down again like a snow angel. So the arms come down at your sides. You make your hands into fists here and draw your shoulders up towards your ears. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, open your hands and reach your hands toward your feet and grow the neck long. And then from here, you're going to relax the arms and slowly lift them so that they're straight up over your shoulders, hands parallel to one another. So arms parallel, as if you're holding a beach ball straight up over your chest. And then from there, reach your fingertips up toward the ceiling so you may feel your shoulder blades lift a little bit. Feel that spaciousness in the upper back. And then let the shoulder blades sink, the arm bones sink. Relax the shoulders against the ground and feel that grounding and support under your shoulders. And then lift, feel your shoulder blades open and move away a little bit, lift away from the ground. And then sink them back down. Neck, jaw, face, all staying relaxed here. So lifting the shoulders and dropping them down. The next time your shoulders are resting on the ground, And bend your elbows, bring your hands over to your opposite elbow so you've got a little shape like a square over your chest. And then let your elbows and your head gently roll to one side, again, until you just feel the beginning of sensation or stretch. And then move to the other side. And you can kind of play around with how much sensation and stretch feels good for you. So you might move a little more to the side if that feels good. You might move a little less if that feels better. And as you do this movement, if you're feeling like this feels good, my body is enjoying the twist, and I really think I'd like a little more, as your elbows go one direction and you take your head with your elbows, you can let your knees begin to move in the opposite direction. Now do this really a little bit at first, and then gradually add more as you tune into the sensations and your body says yes. Right? So if your body says no, maybe you want to skip doing the arms and just place them on the ground, or you want to skip doing the legs and just stay with the arms, or just make your movements really small. So tuning into your body to really find the experience that's most supportive and nurturing to you, that allows your body to gently open and release without forcefulness. And if you're still with this movement, do a few more. Staying as connected as you can to your own unique experience and sensations here. And then when you feel complete with the twist, you can come back to the center, release the arms. We'll bring the knees up in toward the chest. And place one hand on each knee, or if it's more comfortable for you, behind the knees, or if your arms are shorter and you've got more of a belly in the way, you might even use a belt to extend your reach. So you want to just move the legs a little forward and a little back, however that works for you. And you can move as far away as straight arms, you can move as close in as knees hugging into the chest, or whatever version of that works for you. Legs can be together or they can be apart. So if apart feels better for your hips, lower back, and belly, then take the knees apart. You could also try circling the knees around. So knees go apart, come back together, and circle independent of one another. So a few more moments here with this movement, stretching and releasing the back with gentle forward and back movement, maybe adding a little bit of circling. Good. And then next time the knees are in fairly close, you can drop your elbows to the floor and let your hands rest on the sides of your thighs. And then very gently, incrementally, little bit by little bit, start to let the hands, as you support the thighs, let the thighs come apart into the hands, until again, you feel that first little bit of sensation or stretch in the inner thighs. Pause there, tune in and feel that little bit of stretch. If it feels uncomfortable, you can always bring the knees back together or go back to moving in and out of this position. If you're comfortable here, stay a few more breaths. And if you like, you can rock a bit side to side here, maybe holding the knees, or if you like and appreciate the happy baby position and that's available to you, you could reach your hands inside your legs, reach for your ankles, your calves, or the soles of your feet, wherever is available, and then from there rock side to side. It's also fine just to be in this more relaxed version. Great, as you're ready, feet come back to the floor. You're going to stretch the legs out and reach the arms overhead as long as that's comfortable. Really tune into your shoulders, so it could be bent into the sides instead. Reach from the heels to the fingertips. And you can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Bring some aliveness all the way to the ends of your body. And then slowly lower the arms down. Now, if you like, you can just pause for a moment here, relax for maybe 1 or 2 minutes. And if there's other movement that your body would prefer, you can go ahead and do whatever movement feels good. We'll just take a minute or two to integrate the practice in whatever way is right for you. So that could be lying down quietly, stretching or moving if that is what you feel called to. So wherever you are, tuning into sensation again, noticing what's present now, what are you aware of now? And then you're more than welcome to stay in this relaxed position a little longer. This is a short class, so if you need a little more time to integrate, you can certainly stay in this restful position a little longer. And if you're ready to move on with your day, if your lunch hour is coming to a close and you're wanting to get back at it, you can roll to your side, come upright, and come to a seated position. And you can do this whether you're lying down or sitting, just bringing the hands to the heart, palm to palm. And taking a moment to honor yourself for showing up today, for engaging with the practice. And if the intention feels right for you, you could have the intention to bring this awareness into your daily life. So start to notice a little bit more where your body's at and how it's feeling as you move through your day. And again, just to reiterate, that can be challenging at times, so be kind to yourself, dip in, dip out as necessary, and really honor whatever you experience. Welcome all of it as much as possible. Namaste. Have a lovely day.